What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of an honest conversation about hip hop. It is your boy, Hip Hop Old Head, aka D Moraney, aka Hip Hop's Uncle Phil, and I'm here tonight with the one and only.
It's your boy Son Capone, the greatest rapper never known. 5 shots couldn't stop me. I took it and smiled. And fuck that coronavirus. We here in the fucking flesh.
So, are you stocked up? You ready to go? If the coronavirus comes to get you, with Son Capone,
I'm not
cool.
running from no fucking flu. You know what I mean? Shit. This shit ain't measles. You know, we know how that shit works. But this is
out
not
blankets,
no fucking
huh?
measles and shit. You know, everybody getting fucking paranoid and shit. It's called the fear factor. Y'all stop being pussies.
Yeah, the media definitely is pushing, fear.
Agenda.
I mean, coronavirus is real. Let's not say that it's not. And if you're elderly or if you have children, wash your hands and make sure you're sanitizing shit, just like you should for all other types of viruses and bacteria. So, unfortunately, people have passed. Rest in peace to those that have passed. But just take the precautions. I don't understand why people are buying all the toilet tissue. If you have a house and you...
Unless you eating Taco Bell for the whole week or some shit like that.
But even if you did that, you have a home where you can use the bathroom and then just hop your ass in the shower. Like, I don't understand. Like, is the coronavirus going to drive people from the cribs? They're going to be like, yo, I got to move in the wilderness in the middle of nowhere to stay away from everything?
Motherfuckers are scared, man. You know, I talked to my cousin last week, and he was like, man, he's like, it's going to be bad to where we got to stay at home and shit like that. Like, what kind of bullshit is it? These ain't the fucking Nazis and shit like that. Like, I ain't had fucking Frank, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck?
I think it's movies and just the way we're programmed. Like when people
Thanks,
hear...
Will Smith. Thank you, I Am Legend. You know what I mean?
Movies like that, Outbreak, shit like that. When this shit hits, people are like, yo, we got to stay inside. We got to do that type. I mean, people have been living for how long? How long has mankind been around through a lot of crazy shit? And again, I'm not downplaying this, and I hope the people who have it recover. Last thing I heard, like more than half of the people who have gotten it in China have recovered from it. So, it is what it is, and just be careful out there. Don't do any grimy shit right now. You know what I mean? Making sure you sanitize.
Wash your
everything.
hands, wash your ass.
Exactly.
Simple shit.
Quit kissing broads off Tinder. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not right now. Know her.
Hiatus.
Know her first. Like, know her. You know what I mean? Like, see her for a couple weeks. Make sure that, there's no breakouts. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, man.
You gotta wonder why she's not free every Thursday.
Oh, man. She pretty and single. Ready to kill your ass and shit.
Man, perfect segue. I don't know about pretty and single. But so maybe not the perfect segue. So Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, shit.
Houston's very own, the star who has arisen, took off from, twerking at the gas station to, headlining major shows. College educated sister. I think she's about 24, 25. So in a very short amount of time, she has come a long way without releasing a debut album, right? So we're living in this new era of hip hop, or new era of music. She's not hip hop, where you don't really have to give your fans a whole project. You can just say, yo, here's a single here, here's a remix here, the Cardi B formula. Yeah. You know what I mean? So Megan was set to release some new music, and it appeared that she wanted to go back and renegotiate her contract after there were some things that, I guess she was made aware of by her new management, which happens to be Roc Nation. And her label wasn't too happy about that. That's Carl Crawford with, I think it's like
1501.
1501 is the name of the label. And there's also a connection with Leor Cohen and 300.
Yeah, he got his hands in it, huh?
Well, that's who 300 is. That's who had Offset, Quavo, and what's my man's name? He be calling everybody Babe. Young Thug.
Yeah.
So they were all at 300. So 300 has had some talent.
To 300, man.
Right.
They got a fucking what's it called? You know how the Dodgers had a great minor league fucking system? Yeah, the great farm system. Yeah. Hey, I ain't mad at them.
And that's an excellent point, Simon. Shout out to not only 300. Shout out not only to Roc Nation, but again, shout out to how the fuck did Meg Thee Stallion get the connections with those type of heavy hitters? The names of the people that they represent are just the regular people.
Fucking life-changing fucking
Right, well,
connections right
and
there.
just the work you've put in. Let's talk about some people that Rock Nation manages. Griselda. Work that they've put in, mixtape after mixtape. And again, Meg appears to have just come out of nowhere. You know, not, hey, I just walked and said hi and Meg this down and people fucking with you. But she had her hot girl summer. And, you know, now
limited catalog.
now we coming back. So you got to come back with another hot girl summer, right? So she wanted to go back and she wanted to renegotiate parts of her deal. The label said, nah.
Yeah, hell no.
Ain't happening.
They recouping, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like shit.
Meg jumps on social media, says some things. Jay Prince gets involved. Carl Crawford responds. So I'm gonna leave it there. Simon, what are your thoughts on the situation?
I mean, you know, to be honest with you, it's a business, and hey, there's debts that need to be paid. They put a lot of money, they put a lot of time, they put a lot of planning, and a lot of resources into her career to get her into a position that she's in. So, I mean, she definitely owe them, you know, or shit. They need to reap the reward as well. You know, not just her. You know, I mean, she's putting her work in too, and you know, she's obviously the head of the show, but I mean, she's got to make it right with them. And I mean, shit, if you don't drop an album or you don't have a project that's tangible, you know, then how the fuck are they going to recoup their money?
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Let me ask you this. You being a former artist, right now, somebody comes to you and says, look, here's a 40-60 deal. You get 40% of your, you know, royalties, your merchandise, whatever, and we're gonna keep the other 60.
Yeah, 'cause it's like
and publishing.
split
Yeah,
too.
and we're gonna keep 60 of that. But eventually, you're gonna be managed by Rock Nation, and you're gonna be signed to 300, and you're gonna be getting $100,000 a show. Is that a fair deal for a brand new artist, in your opinion?
I mean, to me, it's fair enough, because if it was me, I'd have took it, because 40-60 or 40-60, you're not bound by that contract forever. And I'm a workhorse, so I mean, with that type of shit, I would have pulled some old Pac out of prison type shit, and I would have, whatever projects that they would have demanded, I probably would have did double or triple, though as selective as the A&Rs are, and just get the fuck out of it if I was unhappy. But again, with those relationships and who you're running across in the industry is way more valuable than that fucking percentage in that split. It's all what you do with it. And as an artist, I never feared the fucking percentage or any of that shit, because I know I'd work myself out of it if I ever had that opportunity. So it's just all about your hustle and what you put into it, and understand what the fuck you trying to get the fuck back out.
Because that's an option. If she had a 3-album deal, you know, you do whatever this one was called. It's called Sugar. Maybe you do a remix album, you know, release that with other cats on the record, and then you drop a last album, and then you're gone.
Done. Yeah.
But do you think this is more of a power play by 300 and Rock Nation to kind of eliminate the third person? Because in my opinion, at this point, I'm pretty sure that Rock Nation and 300 are going to be the one that are driving her career. No disrespect to Carl Crawford, but
they're upper echelon.
in those other buildings, yeah, those cats are upper echelon. You're just trying to figure it out. And no disrespect to James Prince either. But again, you're dealing with the who's in the industry. At the end of the day, she was on, I think, the Breakfast Club saying she's been to Jay and Beyonce's crib. It was like a museum or whatnot. So you there now. So Jay's going to be looking out for you. These opportunities that are coming are not coming because of Carl Crawford and them. They're coming because of what Rock Nation is doing.
But Carl Crawford is the one that got her to this point to be noticed. So, I mean, to me, though, and it's fucked up, and this is how foul of a business that the industry is because it's Megan, the one that's defending herself and trying to free herself to fuck up from this deal and, you know, move on to greener pastures. But where the fuck is Rock Nation in them as far as don't gas her up? Get her some legal representation and get a fucking budget to go ahead and fucking pay off the deal to get her separated from the fucking 1501 deal.
I wouldn't be surprised if they offered him that, because it's probably chump change in regards to what she's making now.
Well, level the fuck up. You
but
got
at the
money.
end of the day, if I'm Carl Crawford, I'm gonna say fuck you, Jay. I'm not gonna let you steal my artists that I put money into. You know what I mean?
And rightfully so.
You know,
what I mean?
I'm not. If I'm in Carl Crawford's position, I'm not. I can understand why Meg would want to be with Jay and Rock Nation.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a better look overall. And she's going to make more money that way.
Yeah, you go from hip hop artist to fucking superstar. You know what I mean? So
I think the rumor is something, and you know, I could be wrong, but I think it was estimated she's already made them $17 million and has only been paid something like $150,000.
Damn.
Supposedly. That was one of the things she said in the lawsuit. She hasn't been getting paid. You know, checks are slow. You know. But again, when you're dealing with a smaller organization,
Entity, yeah.
these are sometimes some of the shit
The
that
hiccups that you're gonna deal with.
Yeah. Thoughts on the video I sent you? I know you're a big Pac fan.
I heard the beat, and I read
Meg's new
bitches and
signal
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible. I mean, to me, if you're gonna do a remake, it's got to be just as good or on the same, at least the same level. I've never heard a remake where the shit was better than the original, but yeah, Meg is not. She's not up to that standard yet. You know what I mean?
And so
flip a Charlie Baltimore fucking track. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, stay within your lane. You know what I mean? What was it? What was the motherfucker? Like a Gorilla Black or some shit like that. Don't fucking touch Pac. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. That shit was horrible.
Song sounds horrible. Sounds uninspired, and it is the reason she needs to get off of that little ass label she's on.
So who do they pay for clearance on that?
No, they're gonna pay Hasbro. That's who owns Death Row catalog. So Mr. Potato Head is getting that sample.
All fries on me.
You're so stupid. So that was a funny one. So this is a reason she needs to be on a better label, because it should not be her first single. Mm-hmm. This should not. This came out in January.
But you think this was Crawford's fucking decision?
It was somebody at 1500.
You think so? You don't think it was by Jay and them?
You think Jay and them would put this out?
I don't know.
You really think? Okay, we're
what
about to
hot
drop.
Shit is Jay and them? You know what I mean? Like Rock Nation popping.
Man, Rock Nation has a lot of popping artists. They have the popping artists. You know, they got, like I said, Griselda, Rihanna's over there, fucking G-Eazy. I mean, people we don't listen to, but the people listen to a lot of people that are fuck with Rock Nation. Megan Trainor. You know, there's a lot of people that are signed to Rock Nation. They're just not hip-hop. They got everything covered. So they're out there doing it. So this is what I'm saying.
You really think Carl Crawford is negotiating with Hasbro to release the Pac tracks and shit like that?
They probably got some account. They probably had somebody from their legal team reach out and get the shit cleared. You know what I mean? Or what a lot of these people are doing. You heard what's up with what's my man in them? 3-6 Mafia. They got like 16 different legal cases for uncleared samples of different songs that they're using. So they probably submit the shit. Fuck it. If we get sued, we get sued. But the song is trash. It really is, and it's sad because you have to have that banger right out the box. If Cardi B doesn't drop Kodak, Bodak Yellow, whatever the fuck it was called, it's a wrap. Nobody wants to hear Ring Ring Ring. No one wants to hear,
Came through dripping.
Came through dripping. She had to come with that track. You think when these new artists come, they got to come hard. And I know they're gonna say, well, her first shit was her hard shit, whatever the name of that was. That blew up. But for your first album, and again, I'll reference Cardi, and I can only reference Cardi because this is that generation now. Don't get it twisted. Everybody who's coming after Cardi is gonna get that Cardi
comparison.
Not so much comparison, but they're gonna try to get you on that Cardi glow up, and they're gonna try to put you on, it's the plan, the blueprint. We'll call it the Cardi blueprint. And so a lot of these females that are gonna come up making the type of music that they make, that's what they're blowing up off of. So salute to Cardi in that situation. But you know, it's just not a good look. The song's not very underwhelming. Like I said, it came out in January. We're not talking about it. The only reason we're talking about it is we're talking about you just dropped your album now in March. With really no buzz other than the court of this drama. So, you know, it's disappointing. And this is why Meg needs to be somewhere where they're going to be able to make her a star. Put the battery in her back and put her in the best positions possible. You have songs with Pharrell. You on Instagram, dancing to you and Pharrell in the studio. And you release this Fisher Price sound and shit.
Sound like a fucking sound click fucking production.
That
and
shit sounded like some old No Limit shit.
Yeah, nah, man, no limit, man.
Nah, that beat was,
that
man,
don't sound
come
like
on,
no
that beat
fucking
was
No Limit.
trash. I'm sorry.
Hey, Beats by the Pound. Shout out to Beats by the Pound.
No, Beats by the Pound has some dope ass shit, but there was some shit that sounded off, especially some of that early. And I don't know if it was Beats by the Pound, but some of that early Master P shit was Basura.
I fuck with you, Percy Miller. The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me is probably one of my favorite tracks ever.
Salute to Master P, businessman, entrepreneur, rap legend, hip hop icon, all that. But you put out some bullshit off top.
Well, I mean, he's doing an album a month, man. You know, they couldn't duplicate P's grind, man.
No, again, salute to that. But we just talking music. Time to check my crack house. Get the fuck out of here with that.
1, 2, 3.
So, question for you, Sound Capone. Serious question.
No shit.
Could you ever wife someone who was arrested for sexual assault? Had to file as a sex offender.
Are you serious?
This is a question I'm asking. Would you?
Would I marry or would I wife a pervert?
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know. Let's say
you goddamn right I will.
So let's say this pervert.
Hey, as long as she ain't fucking with 11-year-olds and shit like that, like shit.
You know what? And you're the wrong motherfucker to ask, because you are the only R. Kelly fan still in fucking existence over here. We're gonna talk about that too, man. Your boy.
What you mean?
You ain't heard the new shit.
No, what's the new shit?
All right, we'll get to this other shit. Let's talk about this new kill.
Here we go. Pedophiles and R&B, baby.
Your two favorite
my Friday night hype over here and shit. Oh, man.
So, he was going to go to trial, like, next week. Then, somehow, the FBI got a tip and found a locker.
Oh, a fucking locker?
Like a storage unit.
Okay.
Had over 100 electrical devices with footage on it. So they're gonna go over these cell phones, these fucking all these things. Just found a whole.
All right. So electronics and shit would fuck.
Storage
Okay.
container.
I thought he's shocking himself. So I'm like, okay, man, he might be into some other shit. Like, it's not my type of hype, but.
So top that off. So his girl, who just dropped a rap video today, of course. So she drops her rap video. The whatever her name is, one of the young ones that's now not as young. No,
one of the ones shitting in the bucket.
Not only was she shitting in a bucket, but your boy Robert Sylvester Kelly wasn't making her eat the feces out of the cup, and she's just on TV talking about it, and then like, yo, but my video's dropping, and she dropped a rap video. So, Sound Capone, can we officially get you done with Robert Sylvester Kelly?
Hey, the music is timeless, man. I'm not in there with the bucket. I'm not cleaning this shit after that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, he ain't touched my daughter, so I'm cool shit. I'm cool shit. You know, condolences to all the victims involved, but you know what shit. Like I said, man, the music have nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't endorse him. I'm not fighting for his freedom or no shit like that. He need to go ahead and pay restitution to the families and everybody involved. But I'ma still stream that shit and listen.
You know what? And I gotta call you out on that, because I think that's just bullshit. I think he is the music. It's R. Kelly. He is the music. We fucked with R. Kelly's music because of who R. Kelly was. You know what I mean? That's why we fucked with him. So to say that he is not his music, I think is a gross, misrepresentation. He is his music. Wrote, composed, and those were his thoughts. It wasn't like niggas give Beyonce songs. Be like, here you go. That's written by someone else who was in a frame of mind in a certain frame of mind. And the label is looking for, we need this song. No label came to Kels and was like, yo, we need a song about you telling a female she can't tell you no tonight when you ask for sex. There's not a
hard, bro.
There's not a label executive out there.
In my truck, but you don't want to let me. Man, that shit is hard.
There's not a label executive out there who's like, Kels, you just coming back off I Believe I Can Fly, one of the biggest songs ever. We've been thinking, you need a song about basically telling a woman that you getting that ass tonight and there's nothing else you can say. Right. You think you got that?
That shit is hard,
like, yeah,
man.
I'm good.
Run with it, man. Pin it, baby. Pin it.
So he is the music, man. I just can't. I can't personally myself. I can't separate the two, and it's unfortunate.
I can't because
we
like I said,
we really like his music. I really fuck his music.
But I mean, there's the artist, and then there's the individual behind it. And yes, that's a piece of him. And
one and the same, pimping.
No, because it not necessarily. Because as far as the artistry and shit like that, when you
my
get into
mind is telling me no.
Nah, man.
My body is telling me yes.
Which man?
And I don't want to hurt nobody. What? Who you hurting?
Nobody.
Yeah, but he don't want to. But who he's hurting?
He's just trying to confess.
Yeah, exactly.
To you.
Nah, but go ahead. I'm fucking with you. Finish what you.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that that with artists get into a different position to go, or not in a different position, but in a different place to go ahead and compose and write music and shit like that. So I mean, yeah, did he have some of this, the pedophile behaviors behind his shit?
He said behavior.
He probably did, you know what I mean? But that wasn't the shit I was endorsing, or that's not the shit that I co-signed. Like, I don't know what the fuck his frame of mind was, and I wasn't there, bro. You swear, like I'm over here making the fuck or fixing the sheets and shit, after we go to fucking Chuck E. Cheese and shit like that. Like, the fuck out of here, man. It's just music, bro. I'm not condoning or any of that shit, man. But
you were changing the beds.
I was changing.
Oh, Kels, you got another one, Kels.
Yeah, you got the pillows wet, Kels. We go throw this in the dryer for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like.
Can you see the bridge on Half a Baby again? I really like that one, Kels.
Running out of buckets, Kels. I gotta go to Home Depot. Shit. Like, no, I wasn't involved with that shit, man.
No, I'm not saying that you're involved. Again, I think it's sad. It's crazy. Fuck the parents who allowed this to go down.
Nah, of course.
Fuck him. How much time you think he's gonna get?
And no matter how much time he get, it's not going to be enough.
But I'm just number one. Like,
his ass is gone. They threw Bill Cosby's ass in there
what did Bill get?
Not fucking death. Bill, Cliff ain't coming home. You know what I mean? Like, he's done. You know what I mean?
So how crazy would it be if on those devices there's other celebrities, other black celebrities? Because usually these people, it could be on some Epstein shit. Yeah. Kels could be the Black Epstein, except he probably won't get murked. He's probably gonna go to jail. But I think he's gonna get big here, especially if there are tapes on if there's a him and a minor on every single one. Think about that. On every single one of those devices, there's probably at least one. And
that would be a shitty ass job.
Oh yeah,
like to review the tapes and shit like that, to go ahead and fucking have to go through this shit like,
and to identify the people. Could you imagine to have to make that phone call?
I couldn't do that.
And be the one, hey, is this your daughter?
Not even that shit, bro. Just you're sitting there fucking watching an 11-year-old get fucking, you know what I mean, worked by a grown ass man. Like, how the fuck could you sit there and it's maybe a 20-minute video? You know what I mean? And you gotta watch that.
You're
shit
not gonna watch the whole 20 minutes.
No, them niggas is they're getting evidence for this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like the DA and shit like that.
Nah, they're not watching.
Bro,
the whole
how do you
20
think they're
minutes,
bringing up them charges and shit?
Because at 10:11, I see you pull your dick out in front of a 13-year-old. It's a wrap.
They're reviewing all those tapes, man.
You are a Kelly ass. Nah, that's why you're a Kelly's fan.
How am I a fucking fan?
Because you're like, we gotta watch the whole tape.
I'm not.
Did he hit it doggy style?
You've seen the sex tape. I've never seen the sex tape in my life.
Yes.
I've
I
never
saw
seen this
a
shit.
very quick portion of it with our homie, and that was it. I was done. I didn't say, yo, I gotta watch the whole 20 minutes.
No, I'm not saying as a fan. I'm saying as far as the district attorney and shit like that.
As not a fan, as somebody who don't like it, I'm pretty sure they're jumping around bits and pieces.
Nah,
that would suck if they gotta watch the
bro.
whole fucking tape.
They gotta run through that. That's what I'm saying. It's fucked because they gotta go through all that to get the evidence, locate and all that type of shit. That's a fucked up position to hold right there.
Yeah. So, good segue. Fucked up position. All right.
Oh shit.
Nicki Minaj is in a fucked up position right now. So, Nick, I don't want to say has.
What's up with her and these fucking
pedophiles
sex offenders and shit like that? Like,
so her brother is currently going to do big time for having sex with raping a minor, and supposedly Nick knew about this, was supporting him before he got rearrested and locked up. So now this dude, her husband, I think his name is Kenneth Petty.
Kenneth Petty, them 15-year-olds ain't ready and shit.
So Kenneth Petty has to file as a sex offender in New York or anywhere he moves because he not allegedly, he went to jail for putting a knife to the neck of a 16-year-old girl, and that's all that was released. But it would lead me to believe there was some other shit that went down because you have to file as a sex offender, right? He kidnapped her, held her hostage, or some wild shit like that. So, he moves to California. They're living out here now. He doesn't register. So he turns himself in. He's indicted on federal charges.
No, they pulled him over.
Oh, that's what. He got pulled over, but then he had to turn himself in. So, he's out, I think, on bond, $250,000 or something like that. So, Sign, you're in this situation. You find out.
In this situation.
No, I mean hypothetically, of course. You find out wifey is a registered sex offender. What do?
I can't take her to Incredible John's Pizza and shit. Be like, baby, we gonna put this one alone. You need me to pick you up anything at Rite Aid and shit before I leave? Like, man.
So you never having a park birthday?
Oh, man.
Can sex offenders get into Disneyland?
I mean.
Like, how does that work? Like,
they probably just got to register in their city. I mean, I don't like.
But wouldn't you be? Would you think you'd be banned from places where kids is at? I mean, because you don't have a sign that say "I like kids" or "I play with booty holes" or something. You're just out walking in fucking society. You know what I mean? Like, how do we know? You know, I should know. I should be able to keep my fucking eye on you around my son. If you know,
if you're a sphincter tickler.
Well, regardless, I mean, I need to know. And I just thought about that. I mean, I'm assuming they are banned from going places.
I don't think they're banned from going places. I just think they got to register in their city. I mean, like, I don't know how that shit operates. Like,
thankfully, none of us know.
Thank God I ain't never had a homie explain to me those struggles and shit like that. I've dealt with motherfuckers on parole, probation, everything else, but
yeah, that's
the only thing they were registered was their vehicle and shit. That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if your woman was on that shit, I couldn't do that shit, man. Like,
so that would be it. It would be a deal breaker. It'd be a rap. Like, we can't do this.
I'm not fucking with no pedophile and shit like that. You better leave them little.
What if he was tall for his age? What if he was 6'3" and he was 16? She didn't know.
Nah, man. Fuck all that. You better go take your ass to the fucking.
He was hooping at Saddleback College on open gym night, and she thought he was 18. Like, hey, he's a freshman.
Go take your ass to fucking. Take your ass to fucking Crenshaw High and shit and go get your rocks off, bitch. Don't fuck with me.
In all seriousness, what does it say about Nick, though? I mean, you know, the
something
coincidence
wrong
of
with
her brother being a pedophile and then her marrying a sex offender. Well, I mean, like I said, because we don't have the facts.
The girl was underage.
She was. He definitely kidnapped her and held a knife to her neck. But I don't.
If you hold a knife to somebody's neck, that's attempted murder or kidnapping. Right. The kidnapping is not a sex crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn.
See, he did something.
So what does that say about her?
She unstable, man. You know what I mean? Like she need to go to church and leave motherfuckers alone, man.
Church and leave motherfuckers alone.
You know, shit. She needs some new friends and associates, man.
Yeah,
she's over here fucking with the hood Epsteins and shit like that.
It's crazy when people have that bravado, but then inside it's not facts. It's not real. And so you can just tell by her behavior how she lashes out, like on Instagram and all these other crazy shits, how she's constantly, her people are constantly putting numbers up. Nicki Minaj is the first female on a Tuesday to sell this many records by 2 p.m. Like constantly like inflating her ego. And I don't know. I think it's sad. And personally myself, I don't know, I love my wife. You know, we're coming up on 12 years, but some shit came in the mail tomorrow that said, hey, you know what I mean?
You wouldn't do it.
I don't know. Hey, bro, that's
your wife, man.
So let me explain this to you though. So why would I have to find out about that? That should have been something we should have talked about from jump. That's nothing you can, kind of giggle off. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't think you can really giggle that off because that's a big omission. You know what I mean? Like, and you've been out here wilding the whole time as a sex offender, and I didn't know.
Thug life,
you know what I mean? Like,
fuck the man. I ain't got to report.
We was rolling with weed before weed was legal. You didn't say nothing. You get pulled over. I think I'm riding. I'm thinking you the safe one. You know what I mean? Like, pull my baby over. Like, yo, what? Where they take you? What sex offender? No, what? No, that ain't my weed officer. That's the sex offenders.
You got the double
Oh
up, homie.
shit! I'll turn into Danny Hernandez real quick on that one. 6ix9ine this, 6ix9ine that.
I don't know this motherfucker, man.
I'm fucking with you. But no, that would definitely be something I'd have to think about because that's I'm sure Nicki knew going in. I think she's nasty as fuck for knowing going in.
Yeah, that's
to know.
But there's something off with her, man, for knowing that and. I mean, and her brother. I mean, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and no matter how you're associated, if that shit is wrong, man, you gotta leave that shit the fuck alone. And
I look at older dudes who date girls like 21, not as crazy as those who date them under that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big jump in just life. You know what I mean? Just life experience. Doesn't have anything to do with younger girls, younger dudes. Younger dudes are way, 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 way below, where you need in most times mentally to be at. Young women are more advanced when it comes to, I think dealing and coping with life like that. But it's just crazy to me, and we always said this in high school, like the dudes that would come pick up these super young girls, like you should be able to get someone who is within your same life, I don't want to say lifestyle, but not so much a age range, but just like someone that you're compatible with that isn't a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say that. You know what I mean? But so it's crazy to me when I see these dudes that are definitely like 19 and your girl's still 17, and it wasn't like you were in high school together. Like, you met her online or some crazy shit like that,
But it's a lot of that going. Man, and it's older than that, man. Cause it be motherfuckers in their late 20s, fucking with 15 and 16-year-olds, probably younger than that, man. And with girls, and it's fucked up with girls because they feel they're mature enough to handle that type of situation. But Robert Sylvester over here, this motherfucker's got a Honda on some 22s, and he just a move for the summer. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, he's over here doing some foul ass shit.
Yeah.
His DI's out of the house for the fucking weekend. He's over there running them through. You know.
And back in our day, you still had uncles and brothers and fathers that would knock your ass out.
Oh, kill him.
But now it just seems like it's more prevalent, relevant in the communities, both in the black and the brown community. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's crazy, man. But I don't know. I mean, the Nicki Minaj situation is wild.
Get a new circle, girl.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Shit.
I don't see how she sticks with dude, and I don't see how.
Well, I'll tell you somebody who ain't gonna be calling her and shit. A fucking Disney Channel and shit like that. They go, her posse go pose as threats and shit to them kids. And
Nicki's
shit.
not gonna be on the Hannah Montana reboot that they doing. What?
No.
She's not gonna get a guest appearance.
No guest appearances now.
You got what's his name? Kenneth Petty's fucking the bag up.
Oh shit.
Fucking the bag up.
Oh shit.
Lil Boosie TV. Are you ready, Son Capone?
I fuck with Boosie.
You fuck with Boosie.
I fuck with Boosie. And Boosie is it. And why I like Boosie is because he real as fuck, man. You know what I mean? And he stayed convicted behind his music. I'm not a big fan of the music. I couldn't tell you his catalog and shit like that. But
Right.
everything that he say, I understand exactly what the fuck he say, and I feel I would say probably about 95% of it. You know, there's some country shit that he might do every now and then that might kind of lose me in translation, but I fuck with Boosie.
So how would you feel? And I'm just taking I'm taking shit that I've seen on his Instagrams and lives, and according to what I've read and what I've heard, they're basically just going to film him, and they're not going to try to script it as much as he wants, right? So he's at home chilling with his sons and his sons' friends, and he says that once one of the little dude's lips aren't as ashy, he gonna teach them all how to eat pussy.
I mean, see,
That's the show, hey.
but it sound wild as fuck. But you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, I came home from work one day, and I was like fucking 18, 19 years old.
Right.
And my older cousin is at the house. He watching my little brother. My little brother is fucking 8 or 9.
Shout out to Matt. Yes, I know where you're
I
going.
come home from work and shit. I'm dealing with the bullshit. I come home from work. These motherfuckers sitting on the couch. And I'm not gonna say no names, but he tell my little brother, "Hey, show your brother what you learned today." And my brother tilts his head back, and my brother got the monkey ass thick lips and shit, and he's just like, what the fuck is that? And my cousin's just like, I told him how to eat pussy. Like, what the fuck is? He 8 years old. Like, so I mean, Boosie is on camera and shit like that, and we kind of think that's outrageous, but that shit happened in my house. You know, I wasn't the motherfucker teaching the shit, you know, but nah, I mean, I think that shit is entertaining. What did he get his son some head for his birthday or some shit like that? Like, you know, that's good. Unfortunately,
TV.
it's real TV. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be real with Boosie. You know what I mean? Agree or disagree. You know what I mean? That's just that shit happen every day. You ain't gotta be a fucking millionaire for this old crazy shit to be going down. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Ashley. Blame the anonymous person. If you're listening, shout out to you. I think it needs to be scripted. I think Boosie can get himself in a lot of trouble if they're just recording him say crazy shit, especially if he's around minors. He's already been to jail a few times. It's the same nigga that was on death row. And not the record label, but this nigga was sentenced to die, and he is free. You know what I mean? So, you know, if he's gonna do silly shit like he was in the pink robe dancing, talking about how he wanted Rihanna and Rihanna wanted all this dark chocolate, if he's gonna do that silly shit, I'm all for it. If you're gonna be trying to teach your son's little homies how to eat coochie at 14 on camera, I don't know. I'm not.
But that's not bad. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that shit as bad. I just think everybody getting sensitive, man. These fucking kids, like, man, poor kids. We over here throwing the kids under the bus and shit today. Man, it's the
adults, nigga. It ain't the poor kids. You think a kid is sitting back like, I hope not at any time Diami comes up to me, he's like, yo, Pop, so when you gonna teach me how to eat that pussy? I'll be like, I hope he never says that. You got to learn how most niggas learn through trials and tribulations.
He ain't gonna have to ask
and
you 'cause
pornos.
He probably gonna know before he get to high school. You know what I mean? Like
nigga gonna wake up one morning and be like, I know how to eat pussy now.
that light gonna go off. Like, man, I'm gonna lick the lining out that shit. You know, like, man, he gonna be around us and shit like that, man. And we wild, man. Like, I think about the shit. Like I said, I don't condone the shit, but you know what I'm saying? Sit with fucking Rich. You know what I mean? And we, you know, Rich has caught me say some wild shit. Yeah. And you know, he's 14, 15 years old, and he was old enough at the time to understand what the fuck I'm saying. Right. He wasn't living the life.
But you wasn't going lie, then you gotta do this, and you wasn't doing it. You know what I mean?
No, but different. I'm not. I don't know what the fuck homeboy's name is, but wait. There's more, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that type of shit, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, we forget these kids, you know what I mean, are around sometimes, and we could be irresponsible. I don't think there should be any legal ramifications behind the shit, or
it just depends, and I think that's where they got to really tiptoe the line, and it's going to be, I think, on a website. I don't think it's going to really be on TV. It's going to be on the internet, but still. You know,
be careful, Boozy.
If they do it right, it could be big, and I can see the shit transition into some sort of network because he is a personality, and he is honest how he feels. He gives it to you. You know what I mean? There's no front in that. I just hope it's not something where he gets himself in more trouble speaking his truth to a bigger audience. Not only his fans hears what he got to say.
Because he'll be under the microscope 24/7, or you know. More access than what he's
right. You got
now.
People who are like, who the fuck is this dude? And he's saying this with his kids, and you know, like I'm happy he's not on death row. So he, you know, make your money and live your best life.
But I'll support him, Boozy. And you know what? Teaching 14-year-olds how to lick the lining out. Fuck it.
I'm glad. I hate to say this, but I'm glad you never gonna have a son.
Oh shit!
He ain't doing too well.
I got
school,
nephews though. Yeah, man. I got
like
nephews.
A motherfucker.
Y'all save me with my nephews. All right, that's all right.
Oh man.
Fuck algebra. Did you make her nut 4 times, motherfucker?
It's an honest conversation about hip hop.
10-minute twist, baby. The 10-minute twist.
The 10-minute twist, huh?
10-minute twist.
All right, bro.
It's 4 and out, baby. 4 and out.
4 and out. Like a bad offense, or no, that's 3 and out.
Not a bad offense.
I'm gonna let you hold the 10-minute twist, bro.
I'll teach you too, nephew. We can't get in trouble for this one, motherfucker.
Nah, we can't. I definitely don't need no 10-minute twist, bro. So your boy Hove, Jay, and his MVP investment group have raised close to 85 million or 75 million or something like that to go ahead and fund certain ventures. So one of the ventures that they funded earlier was Rihanna's Bad Girl Fenty / I don't know what it is. It's like lingerie or clothing. I don't know. I'm not fucking rocking with. I'm not fitting Rihanna anything Riri is putting out there. But they invested.
In the closet.
They invested $75 million. And last year, annually, the Riri merger with Fenty or whatever, and I could be wrong. Riri could own Fenty, but I don't know anything about that again. Took in $150 million.
It's a double up.
So doubled up. So what do you think of this, Simon? 1? Because I know you have thoughts on this, and 2, what would you like to see them do with this?
Well, I mean, they do what anybody with, you know, large capital does, and that's, you know, it's hedge funds, you know, and that's what they're doing is with hedge funds. They're looking at the qualified businesses. I mean, what they're doing is, in essence, you know, what the bank won't do. You know, I mean, they do base the risk, and as opposed to the bank will take a smaller portion, you know, of the interest of that funding because it's going to be, you know, less of a risk. With these cats, they'll put that money in. With the higher the risk, the higher reward. So what they're doing is they're just grouping up a collective of funding, and then just, you know, collectively agreeing on what they're going to go ahead and put the money in. With Rihanna,
it's a safe investment because she's got the capital to at least recoup a percentage of whatever is fucking lost.
Right. Super safe.
So I mean, he's not doing what a rich old white man hasn't been doing for the last 400 years and shit within the country. So I mean, to me, it's not news. You know what I mean? It's just we hear it's Jay-Z and it's like a power move, but that's just when motherfuckers have money, they're not gonna sit the shit in the bank. They're not gonna sit the shit overseas and take that low yield, because they're gonna get maybe 5 or 10% on their money back in return just sitting it in the bank. They're trying to make a 15 to 20% profit.
They come from big paper, right?
So you got to take that risk. So it's just like, I'm not gonna put all my money into it. Let's go ahead and group these 30 guys in here, and we'll all collectively put the same amount in, and then we'll move forward with that. So I mean, it's dope. I wish they would do shit that would help the community and not establish business owners. I mean, as far as making change, because with them investing money, it's got to be an established business. It's not like they're helping fucking Billy from Brooklyn, get his fucking shoe or his shoe design fucking merchandised and
well, you never know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
No, they got to have established in the article. It said that it has to be established business that's already profiting.
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah, it's got to be profiting, and it's
So
with Shark Tank is actually helping them cats out. They're looking at numbers, but it's it's just a private version of Shark Tank with a bigger bigger investment.
So more consumer.
Well, no, it's just capitalism. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's capitalism.
More Jay the capitalist. Yeah.
So it's just capitalism. I mean, when they see that Jay has it for you and shit like that, and I was like, man, what the fuck? Maybe I thought he was giving it to kids or some shit like that. With
I thought that too. At first.
What was the little kid with? What was the little boy that was on Shark Tank? That something Bose or something Bose, like the motherfucker, the little kid was making bow ties.
Yeah, the bow ties. Yeah,
like
I don't
something
know,
like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't fuck with Shark Tank, but I saw the story.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought he was doing some shit like that and helping people of color, because with banks, they've been predatory forever against people of color as far as lending, and they'll lend people of color money, but it's always at a higher interest rate. So there's predatory lending, or what they call I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's just predatory lending. So I thought Jay would kind of diffuse that and give people opportunity with with fair interest rates. Nothing crazy, but fair interest rates, and giving them opportunity to expand their brand.
That would have been dope.
But I mean, he may be working on some shit like that.
He might have other ventures.
That type of shit I can't knock, because he's got his hands in so much shit. You know what I mean? And I mean, obviously, he controls what is going to be published and what he's going to do. And right now, I think he's so behind the gun. He's trying to save face, with different storylines and positive shit. So, I mean, I think initially he'll do what's right. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
yeah. And good luck to those people who get to be a part of that process and get to actually see some of that 85 mil, and hopefully those people can then go back and change the communities that they come from. But I would have liked to see that $85 million raised and then turn around and $1 million given to a certain neighborhood, different neighborhoods around the United States. That's 85 neighborhoods doesn't sound too big, but you go in and
if he was smart
help revitalize some communities.
Now, if he was smart, what he would do is, with the money vested in the deal, obviously they get their percentage, but then maybe take out an additional 2% or 5% and have them invest that into nonprofit. Because then what happens is that will balance out their fucking taxes. You know what I mean? And they'll leverage their taxes. That'll be some next level shit. You're killing two birds in one stone. You're making you're capitalizing on the interest, but then you're giving back to the community without having to do shit. But just front these motherfuckers the deal, and you know what I mean. They're giving back to the community, have them tied with your brand, and then you get your money out of the shit.
I'm pretty
that's
sure
some slick shit,
down.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that goes down on the daily.
No, of course.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, man, you got anything else? You wanna address?
Nah, man, you fucked me up with pedophiles today and shit like that.
It's in the news,
Like,
bro.
this
This is
know
all
it's
happening.
no. Fuck the news, man. It's in the world. You know what I mean?
This is
But,
what's happening.
like,
Unfortunately, man. This is like I said, it's sad. It's sad and it's and it's disgusting. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was just seeing something where they just released this. There was a famous Tejano group or whatever, and one of the guys, I want to say he was the drummer. He went to jail for like 15 years for sexually assaulting his niece.
damn.
He just got released, and they about to go back on tour. The fans is like they waiting for it. You know what I mean? Got released to the same city where the niece is still at.
Damn.
Like, we're not even protecting the victims, and so it's wild. There's a lot of that wild shit out here, man, and so love your children, protect your babies, love your people regardless, because tomorrow is definitely not promised, that. So yeah, it's wild out here in these streets.
Then next week, man, we coming with some good news, man. Fuck all.
Yeah, you know what? Next week we'll come with good news.
Positive. You got me depressed over here and shit like that. Like, man,
I think you just replotting that R. Kelly situation. I think I hit your soul today.
Nah, man, I ain't replotting none of that shit, man. Man, you gonna have me sit in my room in fucking silence and shit like that and praying for forgiveness that these motherfuckers did. I ain't did shit. Like, man, the fuck.
Shit, Robert Sylvester. You a nasty ass nigga, man.
Hey, but TP2 is still fire, motherfucker. Shit.
That musically might be the greatest R&B record ever. I mean, just from it was made by a disgusting and violent human being, but
That shit bang though.
Feel It On Your Booty has a whole new meaning now and shit,
Oh man. Hey, as long as it ain't a finger in the booty, then. But who knows?
There's 100 motherfucking devices that are gonna say otherwise, my guy. So.
It's probably fingers, tongues, toes. Oh,
you know
man.
how many surviving R. Kellys are gonna come out now? Thank God I didn't watch the first joint. You know how many are gonna come out now with
I don't even know,
100
man.
fucking devices out there?
I can't believe. See, but man, that's crazy for him to store this shit like trophies. You know what I mean?
Problem.
Like,
He's sick in the
I
fucking
agree
head.
with that.
He has
I
a
agree.
problem. And what's crazy is there were people, not to get back on this crazy shit, but there were people who were like, "Oh yeah, he asked me to hold the tape one time. My bad.
Yeah, see, fuck
I had
that.
it here for
so
15
those motherfuckers,
years."
they need to get convicted with it.
They need to get charges. Anybody who helped, anybody who ate, didn't say nothing. You picked up the girls at McDonald's. You did any of that foul shit.
You bought the Happy Meals and shit that day.
Could you imagine?
Nah, I could not imagine, man.
You hop in your whip and you just like, yo, I'm gonna just driver, take me down to the McDonald's on such and such right after high school gets out, and you just chilling in the parking lot, telling kids you want to come, or not kids, girls, you want to come to my studio. You know what I mean? Just like that is ultimate predator type shit. And so anybody who's seen that should have ran up on him on sight. I don't care if he, made slow dance. Gaga. On site. Well, it's whatever though, man. But anything else before we get out of here, Son Capone? I don't want to bring you down any further.
Shit, call my mama and tell her I love her and shit. Like, man, thank you for protecting my booty hole. I never had to walk no shit out. Like, man, love you, mama. Love y'all too listening. Thanks for tuning the fuck in. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on no negative shit though. No Home Alone type of shit or anything like that. We're gonna be cool next week.
Kevin?
No Kevin. Shit.
Before we get out of here, man, shout out to Big Pooh as always. Good seeing you, man, this past week. Man, doing well and just being able to sit with you, man, talk with you, laugh like all times. Scared the shit out of our boy Simon.
Yeah, you a dick for that. But that's all right, homie. I got your ass.
No, but he's fucking with the people in the spot. So
That's
he's
all right.
chilling there, and one of these females went to grab his arm. He's like, ah! And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's like, "Nah, I'm good. So, yeah, man, we'll see you soon, man, and you'll be back before you know it. Sorry about that. You know where to find us. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us anywhere just by typing or Googling an honest conversation about hip hop podcast. Thank you as always for listening. As always, behind us we will have Nyce Rockwell. Go check him out on YouTube. That's NYCEROCKWELL. Again, it's your boy D Moraney, aka Hip Hop's old head, aka Hip Hop's Uncle Phil, and you just heard an honest conversation about hip hop. Till next time, peace.